is Saturday. So this is the second Saturday of the month being October, nearly Christmas. And it also means the Basildon District Veterans Breakfast Club. So that's exactly where I'm going now, to breakfast at the Campanile Hotel. And meet up with all my fellow veterans, etc. So I'll see you there. Right, we're at the Campanile now, sorted out ready for breakfast. So get myself somewhere seated. You've been following my the Basildon Veterans Breakfast Club. As you can see. Okay, the video ends there from the Veterans Club, Basildon Breakfast Club thingy-jiggery, because I took a phone call, and it was for the Department of Works and Pensions, and basically it was to tell me that I'm not entitled to the fact that I worked all my life and I did my time in the army, and then 30 odd years in the NHS. Gives me stuff all. Right, I'm diagnosed with PTSD, end of. Right, but according to them, because it wasn't in Afghanistan, it doesn't count. They don't accept Northern Ireland, doesn't exist. Operation Banner never existed. And as far as they're concerned, because I can still pick things up and everything else, I can go to work. I'm 62 years old, for God's sake. I've done my time. I read on the paper, I hear on the news, these people coming to this sodding country and getting given everything. I've worked for everything and get stuff all. So anyway, I finished the video there because I just had no heart in anything. Then it totally destroyed me. But thankfully, my colleagues, my armed forces colleagues, got behind me, and I'm being referred to SAFA and what have you, and let's hope they can do something about it. But doesn't it sum this country up, eh? Yeah. I've got this stupid woman sitting there telling me that I can't have PTSD because I didn't go to Afghanistan. The fact that I did all my tours in Northern Ireland and all that I've seen and done through 30 odd years in the NHS and all the things that's happened, and they tell me, no, you can't have PTSD because I can still pick things up. It was like this stupid woman when I went for the assessment. I've got rheumatoid arthritis in my fingers, which means I drop things and I can't grip things. Not all the time, just some of the time. And she said, well, has it been x-rayed? Well, no, it's rheumatoid, that's soft tissue. Osteo is bone. Absolutely flaming useless, these people. Anyway, enough of that for this one, and I'll carry on with everything else and maybe have a bit more of a rant later at the end. Sorry about the language, but really this has really pushed me over the edge, this. And I didn't do this last night because I was annoyed last night, and I was just quite happy just to do the editing on the other stuff. Anyway, bye for the minute, and I don't know if I'm going to get this finished tonight and uploaded tonight, or whether it's going to carry on through onto Monday. But anyway, I'll do a bit more now, and hopefully speak to you again in a bit. Right, take two, because the first time I bloody did it on JPEG again, instead of on bloody video. Right, good afternoon here, clickers. Today's Sunday, and I've spent today washing and polishing Landy. And I'm really pleased with what's come out. So it's had a good pressure wash, and I've put coat of wax on. It's amazing what one coat of wax does. So there we go. Just Just one coat of wax on here. So it's just the one coat today. You're going to need another coat. It's a hell of a lot better than when we picked it up. I'm sure you'll agree. And then clean all the interior. Coat of leather on it. It's a lot better. It's bloody irritating that I've got to do this all over again. Not done Grace's seat, the back seat, because that's Grace's, and that's going to have a seat cover on that. So the point is doing that. Only done the front. Cleaned everything down. So you can see one coat of wax on it. As I said the other day, spotlights are all now wired in. They're all working. Definitely looks a lot better with a coat of wax. So it's just a pressure wash, and I've done all the windows, even the top. All the top windows have been done, and the sunroofs. Oh, it looks a lot better. Looks a bit more respectable to drive now. Makes all the difference. Sure you'll agree. Okay. Back again. Right, do you know what? I've gone through the news today, apart from that stupid Werner Weinstein with his flaming Amy's. I mean, at one point there was 29 articles about the dick brain. I think it's still about 9 or 10 in today's papers. Who really cares? Some American tossbag. But I mean, apart from we've got this big storm coming, Ophelia or something. Let's hope our friends in Ireland are okay, because it does sound like they're going to get it quite bad, and we do hope they're okay. Especially as I've got mates out there, friends out there. But really, I mean, the news is boring, to say the least. It's obviously a slow news Sunday because it's just total dross. And I've gone through the Telegraph as well as the Fail Online. I mean, if he says, well, why do you go on the Fail Online? You hate it so much. Well, because I'm a commentator on there. I'm anonymous. I'm not telling you who I am on there, but I'm on there. I've got about 3 different names on there. And I go in, I make comments on there. And I get red arrows and green arrows. I used to get more green arrows than red, but I think the Fail Online does manipulate the arrows a little bit, or somebody does. But I quite enjoy doing that, just as I enjoy doing my rants and my blog. Still not decided exactly how we're going to go forward with this at the moment. I'm just ticking it over. My views have gone up, I must say, since I had a moan about not getting any views. I do seem to be getting some now. But it's like I keep saying, and I say to people, I'm learning from it, I'm enjoying it. As long as I'm enjoying it, I'll carry on doing it. I mean, I got very depressed yesterday because of that stupid bloody phone call, but there we go. Such is life. And then today I'm a lot better because of the way the Landy's turned out. I mean, I hope you agree. I think it looks nice. It does look nice. It made a lot of difference, and it's amazing what a coat of wax and a bit of elbow grease does. And I do enjoy washing and polishing cars because it's a lovely, satisfying feeling with the end result. And that's not an invitation for people to bring their cars around for me to do. I'm not an Eastern European car washer or whatever, because we really need more of them, don't we? But no, I've enjoyed doing that. I always do. This new UKIP leader looks quite promising though. I noticed the fan online's already started on him because the Sky. I watched part of his interview on Sky this morning. The Sky interviewer was desperately trying to shit on him. He was really going to town to try to get him to make a fool of himself, and this guy just did not buy it, even with the badger comment. And in case you don't know what it was, the dickhead that was interviewing him said about an initiation ceremony. He said, how about if I strangle a badger? And it was all sort of tongue-in-cheek, but because that's it. And he knew what he was doing. He knew that it was going to be picked up and used against him. And sure enough, the Fallon line headlines about he wants to strangle a badger. And because if you don't read the actual article or haven't seen it on the TV, it doesn't sound good. And because you get the commentators that hate UKIP at the best of times, and they're usually real far left Corbynitis. Don't bother reading the article, don't listen to the interview straight away. You can imagine, well, it's obvious, isn't it, really? Yeah, because also the other thing, the NUT have decided, along with some peace thing or other, that we got to have white poppies in school. You must have red poppies, because the white ones are for peace and the red ones, where they get this from is beyond me, is for war. No, they're remembrance. So be good luck with that one. Let's see what happens with that. I'm hoping that don't go anywhere. I just can't believe that the fucking NUT, I mean, are they a bunch of pillocks or what are they? I don't know. But the red poppy is there to remember, these people, these men and women that gave up their lives so that these fucking snowflakes have got their freedom of speech. I don't think they don't think about that, do they? They're professionally offended. They wake up in the morning and look around, see what offends them. Slightest thing on TV, they're offended. Because that Owl Girl, which is crap anyway, but apparently there was loads of swearing in it. Well, I'm sorry, this is about squaddies, and squaddies swear. They have done since time immemorial, always will do. And then the other thing is, the government have decided that forms can no longer have, and that the staff can no longer address people as Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. in case they offend the transgenders. And this transgender thing, I mean, it made up something like 0.0001% of the population. And all of a sudden it's there, we've got to pander to it. What is it if we've got to pander to minorities? And it's the BBC is more and more presenters are female. You've got something like 80% of female and only 20% of men. Everything I turn on to watch, all the documentaries, is presented by a female. Why can't we have male presenters? I mean, especially if it's a male subject. If it's a male subject, you should have like male presenters. But no, BBC has to be a female now. It's the minorities. You've got to look after minorities. Well, at the moment, it's end up being the white male, English male in this country, is the minority. So eventually, hopefully, it will turn around and all of a sudden we'll get everything because we're the minority. Yes. Quite funny this actually, because somebody's channel that I follow, an old boy up in Yorkshire who's got a big model railway, and I follow his channel and I've watched him building his model railway and everything, because it's one of my little passions, his model railways, and real steam railways as well, of course. And he actually put up today a video, because he'd gone to it on the North Yorkshire Moors North Yorkshire Moors Railway. They had a military day, and because it was reenactments going on as well, and David actually filmed a bit of it and put it up on his channel. But because the Daily Mail, the headlines are World War II reenactors dress up as SS stormtroopers, but because they're reenactors, and I know from the Military Odyssey that I go to every year, and also the one that used to be in Upminster and is now down in Malden. The reenactors, and you've got a lot of them that do the Germans, and I often sort of thought, why do you want to be a German? And talking to them, it's purely because they've got better vehicles and tanks, and they're easier to get hold of. But the majority of reenactors tend to go for the Americans because of the uniforms and the American vehicles, again because there's so many of them. The Willys Jeep is the prime example, but you tend to find a lot of the reenactors tend to be Second World War American into the Korean War and Vietnam, because as I say, the vehicles are around and the uniforms are a lot easier to get hold of. I mean, let's face it, unfortunately, I'm talking as an ex-squaddy, the British uniforms are a bit dull, especially in the Second World War, because it was battle dress, which was exceedingly itchy, and then KF shirts, which we still had in the 70s. I mean, you guys that are in there now, you're lucky you didn't have to put up with some of the crap we had. I still think DMS boots were good, even though they did let in water after a while. And definitely the SLR was far, far better than the SA80. That really was. But no, so the reenactors, I've got a lot of time for them. I did first think they were warts the first time I see them, but I got chatting to them, and they're quite a good bunch. You got a lot of wannabes, obviously. You got people that you see them walking around dressed up in the modern uniforms, and these are the guys that would like to be soldiers but haven't got the bollocks to actually go and be it. So they dress up like it. But at least they're not real walks like the ones that go on parade. We're coming up to Walk Day soon, aren't we, with the remembrance, the two Remembrance Days, the 11th, which is on the Saturday, then the Remembrance Sunday. That's Walk Day, that along with Armed Forces Day, but definitely the two Remembrance Days. You get loads of the wannabes, loads of the walks all dressed up with their medals that are wrong, and don't. It would be amusing if it wasn't so disgusting and an insult. What else we got? I think that was about it really from the news, and there's so much to rant about, and because of all what happened yesterday, the rant's gone out of me. As I say, I'm sort of more happy with the fact the way the Landy's gone. My son-in-law is the managing director for Defected Records, and if any youngsters out there know, it's Defected. And if I mention Defected Records and then put it in my tag, you see, I might get loads of viewers because I put in Defected. So I'm going to put in Defected, you see. I ain't got a clue about the music on Defected. I did try listening to it, and it isn't quite my sort of music. I mean, my music is heavy rock, i.e. Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, going through to a lot of Pink Floyd. I love my Pink Floyd, which is really prog rock, and I like classical and ballet. At the moment, I quite like Carl Jenkins, which is really weird stuff, but I like the message behind it. But I'm not allowed to play any Carl Jenkins for you because it breaks copyright rules apparently. Other people can put up whole records and that and get away with it, but apparently YouTube, if you put the music up on your video, they don't like it. So I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to upset them. So anyway, I mentioned Defected, and I can put that in the tag now. And I'm actually going to do, for the first time ever, a bit of clickbait with Defected Records, and so I mentioned it again. But I haven't got a clue about the music, so no good asking me about the music. So but I have tried listening to it, and not really my cup of tea. I know that it's at Ministry of Sound and Ibiza and the Glitterfest, Glitterbox, that's it. Yeah. That's their big thing, isn't it, the Glitterbox? Anyway, that's that. What else can I add to that tonight? Oh, blimey, looks like I'm going to get this one up tonight. What's the time now? 21:45. No, I won't get this edited. Might get it edited tonight because But by the time I spoke to my dad, and we'll see. What else? So anyway, the Landy's doing well. Got some mud flaps coming for that. There's a few other little bits and pieces I've got to do on it yet. I'd like to go with a spare wheel, so anybody's got a decent spare wheel, so pretty much the same as ones I've already got. So they're a great big still for Land Rover Discovery knocking about, be much appreciated. I've got to get some locking nuts for it, I suppose. Some new locking nuts. So all the electrics are done now, apart from the rear windows. I'll have a crack at them maybe tomorrow, if it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. See if I can find out what's causing that problem. As far as I can see, there's power getting to the switches. So anyway, I'll have a little look tomorrow. I think that was... And then the sunroof only tilts, doesn't come wide open on the front one. But I'm not going to touch that till the next summer. Pull that out and have a little look at that. I mean, the back one works lovely, Gracie's one. Seat covers is top priority, that for the back seats. Like I said when I was out there for Gracie's seat, put her seat covers on. I mean, she loves it because she can jump in it. We ain't got to worry about her being muddy or anything else. And I think just really that, and stick down some of the trim that's come up drift. I mean, the headline is starting to droop, which is so common on Land Rovers and Range Rovers, even on the XJ40 Jags and the early X300s. I always think of that. It must have been the glue they was using was rubbish, and you can't stick them back up again. I've tried that on an XJ40 and on a Range Rover. The only thing you can do is change the whole headline in, and I did that on a Range Rover. It was a piece of cake, but that was a Range Rover Classic, and there wasn't much actually in the roof. It was just like the handles, the grip handles above the windows, and the light, because there's no sunroof, just interior light. Whereas you're looking at it on the Landy, there's a stack of stuff up there. There's 3 lots of lights, there's sunroofs, there's like some pockets up there, there's all sorts up there. I think it would be an absolute nightmare to try and do it. And in theory it should be easy because they're getting it in and out. The XJ40, I did think about doing that and looked at that and I thought, oh, stuff that, because you got going through the doors. That would be, I don't know how the hell you do that one. I say the Range Rover, the Classic, I did that one on my own. Took about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. But no, so the second roof, it's only a little bit, and I'm going to leave that. I have to live with that. It's not irritating me or anything apart from when I see it. Just a couple of bits of trim. I mean, the rust. Maybe next year I might have a look at sorting out the rust on it, rubbing it down and filling it, and then just spraying it with a spray can and compounding it back a bit. I don't know. Think about that next year. Who knows? I might get rid of it by then. And buy a Range Rover, which is what I want in the first place. Either that or a Freelander. Still open to offers if anybody wants to swap that Landy for a Freelander. Still, a bit of cash either way. And of course the Jag's got to go up for sale as soon as the registration numbers come off it. I think that's about it really. That's the lot for tonight. Maybe do some more during the week, who knows. If anything happens I probably will. Half the time I take the camera out with me and forget to take it out of the car. As happened when we went to the new DIY store, Bennings or whatever it's called. If I can remember, I've got to go back there and I'll take the camera around next time. Got as far as taking it in the car and that's as far as it got, left it in there. So I went around Halfords. But I get a chance anyway, plus we're supposed to be doing a bit of decorating this week, so if we do I'll have the camera going for that. Do that on fast. Anyway, that's all for now. Hi to all my relatives and friends in the Philippines. Miss you greatly. Roll on next year and we'll be out there. And in a couple of years' time out there permanently. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Please thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. Push the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. And be the first to leave a comment, because no one's ever left a comment yet. Be nice. Anyway, bye for now. Have a nice evening.